Welcome to Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help educate you about narcissistic abuse because your feelings do matter. Hi, and welcome to another podcast of Narc Abuse No More with your host, Dr. and Evangelist K.O. Rich. Thanks for tuning in today. Today is Wednesday. Yes, it's Wednesday, September the 14th of 2022. Wow, we are midway in September already, because September only has 30 days. Wow. Well, I pray that you have had a blessed, stress-free, narcissistic-free, abuse-free week so far, and that the remainder of this week will continue to be so as well. But if not, we're going to be talking about a few things today. Again, my name is Dr. K.O. Rich with Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings do matter. Yes, they do. But before we go on with today's podcast, I would like to invite you to visit us on our website at www.narcabusenomore.org. Again, that website address is www.narcabusenomore.org, or you can type in narcissisticabusenomore.com. Again, that's narcissisticabusenomore.com. And on our website, you'll find valuable information regarding narcissism, relationships. You can also listen to previous podcasts. Now, if you've missed any, guess what? Go back in the archives on our website and listen to whatever podcast you may have missed, or you can download your favorite app. Now, we are on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Google Play, iTunes, Deezer, Castbox. We're also on Amazon Audible and what else? YouTube and Rumble. That's right. So you have a variety of different platforms to listen to us from. Now, the thing is that you can download your favorite app, put us in the favorites, and then you'll be alerted as to whenever we post new content. Now, I want you to take a moment. I want you to share this podcast. Come on now. Share this podcast with somebody you know may need it. Somebody is going through abuse. Somebody's going through relationship issues. Somebody's having self-doubt. Somebody needs this podcast. Share it with them. Come on, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with them. All right, what are we talking about today? We are talking about narcissistic victim syndrome. Narcissistic victim syndrome, also known as narcissistic abuse syndrome. Narcissistic abuse syndrome. Now, I want to talk about this because, as always, you go to the website that we're about to give you, marriage.com. Now, this is not an official title in the psychology field with regards to narcissistic victim syndrome, but someone has come up with this name, narcissistic victim syndrome or narcissistic abuse syndrome, and they even have another name for it, narcissistic victim complex. And what is it? It's a form of emotional abuse, and sometimes it can be physical abuse. All right, the physical effects of narcissistic abuse that you may not even notice. When you are being abused, you may not even notice it. Why? Because you might say, well, this person has not given me a black eye, they haven't given me a fracture, it's just them saying some words. But we know that words hurt. I don't care what that kid's saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never harm me. Let me just say this, words do hurt. They cut. That's right. That's why it's called verbal abuse. Okay. Now, we tell that to children in order to, encourage them. But the reality of it, that's not true. Words cut. They hurt. All right. And when you have someone, especially when you're dealing with narcissists and they're running a smear campaign against you, telling lies, things that are not true, it can hurt. But guess what? You can also build a armor of protection around yourself in order to not allow it to affect you. Because guess what? You can't control what someone else does. You can't. No matter how much you may want to, you can't control what someone else does, but you can control how you respond to it. We want to respond, not react. Respond. Respond means I've thought about it, about the consequences, about what it's going to, how it's going to maybe have an effect on me or someone else. So I'm responding. Reaction means, hey, I haven't thought about it. I'm just going off the top of my head or whatever. So you want to respond and not react. And this is why we talk about narcissistic abuse, because oftentimes people that don't know anything when it comes to narcissists, you react, but you want to respond. Narcissists, they don't you could tell a narcissist that they're one all day long and they won't do any good. Okay, they're gonna deny it. They're gonna flip the script. They're gonna make it as if you're the one that's being narcissistic. You gotta be careful with narcissists, because narcissists are very charming. They're very charming individuals, and so a lot of people are fooled by them, and they never look in the mirror to say, oh, is something wrong with me. So you can tell them, hey, you're a narcissist. They could care less. They're like, no, it's you, and then have you doubting, have you gaslighting. They gaslight you to make you doubt yourself, doubt your own reality. And many therapists have been fooled by narcissists. So you have to be careful that the person who is coming to you is not the narcissist themselves. Okay, so again, narcissists, they will use things, use whatever you tell them to invalidate who you are. This is why we have often on this podcast said, read the Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in the court of the narcissist. Why? Because they're the judge, they're the prosecuting attorney, and they're the jury. All right, and you are convicted. All right, so you're convicted. You don't stand a chance in the courtroom when you're dealing with a narcissist. All right, so they have already convicted you. Okay, they try to invalidate you. They will belittle you. They will manipulate you, and they do this to people that are around them. They do it to their spouses. They do it to their children. And let me just say this, because sometimes people are fooled by the professions that these narcissists have. Some of these narcissists are your softball coaches, and you would think, oh, well, they really love children, but they're in it because they can manipulate and dominate and invalidate and control, but you don't see it unless you're the target. Many people are fooled by them. A lot of these are your doctors. Now you might say, well, it's common with a doctor because they have that God complex. Not every doctor, but some of them have that God complex, think that they are God, and they're not. All right. Okay, you might have some of these are your CEOs of companies. They like power. Okay, they like to be in control. They like to tell other people what to do. I'm not talking about just an entrepreneur that just wants to run their own business, but they want to be in control. They want to dominate. You also have some narcissists that are pastors. Yes, I just said it. Yes, you have narcissists that are pastors. All right, they do not practice what they preach, and many of them are abusing their spouses at home. Yes, you have many pastors' wives that are in recovery from dealing with their husbands who are shepherds, shepherding some flock. All right, and let me just say this, because many of them are preaching week in and week out, and they are abusing their flock. Some let me just say this, some people that's in the Christian community don't even know they're being abused. They don't even know they're being spiritually abused, spiritually manipulated. All right, we just talked about spiritual abuse not too long ago, and many people that are Christians in the Christian community, religious communities even, is being spiritually abused by those who supposed to be their protectant, the one that's supposed to lead them, the one that's supposed to teach them, the one that they're supposed to be able to look up to as a representative, okay, of Christ. Now, we're all representatives of Christ, those of us who are Christians, those of us who are ambassadors for Christ. But I'm not talking about in the Pope sense for as representative of the vicar of Christ, which, that's a whole different story. But let me just say this. You have to be very careful. And so therefore, those who have been victimized by these narcissists, okay, the abuse, they have suffered from the abuse at the hands of the narcissist, the mouth of the narcissist, the emotional abuse of the narcissist, then this is where the narcissistic victim syndrome comes in at. So let me just ask this. Do you think a narcissist is going to change? Let me give you a quick answer. No. Okay, they don't change on their own. The only way that they will change is if they submit themselves to God. Now, other than that, they wouldn't be a narcissist. A narcissist is the opposite of everything. The narcissist is the opposite of everything that God is. All right? God is not prideful. God is not vengeful. Okay? Now God does judge us, and he does, he's God. All right? But the thing is, I'm talking about the evilness that's inside the narcissist. All right? Hold grudges, unforgiving, keeps record of wrong. So, okay, we go to 1 Corinthians 13, and everything that you see there that describes love is the opposite of what a narcissist is. A narcissist don't know love. Okay, you can give it to them intravenously, and they still wouldn't know what love is. So, the people that are around the narcissist have been abused, victimized, and so they're made to feel as if they're worthless, that they're invaluable. They feel as if they're inadequate. The narcissist does not build anyone up. The narcissist their only goal is to break you down. And if they see that you are succeeding in something, they want to take credit for it. Whatever they can't take credit for, they will try to destroy. And so you may have been trying to seek this approval from this narcissist, and you might be married to a narcissist, and you're always trying to seek their approval, and guess what? You would never get it, because narcissists, whatever they give, they will take back. Don't try to get the approval of a narcissist. Whatever they give, they will take back. When they get upset with you, whatever compliments and all that they gave you, the love bombing, the love hoovering, and whatever they gave you during that time, okay, I'm talking about emotionally wise, you thought, oh, they're building me up, oh, they love me, oh, they see the best in me. They don't. Okay, let me give you a wake-up call. A narcissist is all about themselves. Whatever they can't credit themselves for, whenever you fall out of their lines, okay, that they've drawn for you, whenever you step outside of their lines, don't do things according to the way that they want you to do it, then you will find the true essence of who they really are. Miserable people, toxic individuals needing some help. And most of the time, the narcissist is not the one that's going to go to counseling. It's going to be the victims of their abuse. The victims are the ones that's wind up in the chairs of the counselor's office, while the narcissist goes about and keeps doing the abuse and keep going to make other new victims, and therefore you have a community of victims, okay? But the thing is that you can say, okay, I'm not going to no longer be a victim of a narcissist. I'm going to be a survivor, okay? I am a survivor, okay? Can you say that with me? I am a survivor. I have survived. I have survived the abuse. If you're still living, you're still breathing, you're still here, you listening to me, okay, or you're up under the sound of my voice, you are a survivor. That's right. You might say, well, I have failed and I've gotten sucked back in. That's okay. That's part of the healing process. It's part of the journey. Okay, it's a journey. All right. Your Rome wasn't built in a day. You take step by step by step by step. The more that you learn about how they operate, that's the best equipped that you can be. Instead of being on the defense, you be on the offense. All right. Instead of defense, play offense. You never want them to back you into a corner where you having to defend your way out. Okay, be on the offense. You be prepared. You know what to expect. You know what not to settle for. You set your boundaries, because we know that they hate boundaries. All right. So we're going to give 10 signs that you are suffering from narcissistic victim syndrome, so that guess what? You will no longer be their victim. We don't want any more victims. We want people to be able to flourish. And that's something that the narcissist does not want you to do. The narcissist does not want you to flourish. Don't listen to their mouth. Don't listen to what they say. Look at their actions. Number one, you thought you had the perfect relationship. Okay, you got sucked in by this individual. Because in the beginning they were kind, they were loving, they may have seemed spiritual, they may have been all giving, and they showed you their best side. Because a narcissist is not going to come to you as a narcissist, all right? Many people are thinking, oh, the big bad bully, the big bad wolf is going to come as a wolf. No, they're not. And they're going to come with a facade. They're going to come with this mask on, because you're not going to get to know the real them. All right. I've often told you all about the 1980s series V. If you remember V stood for visitors, and they did a remake in 2000. And so you had these outer space visitors, these alien creatures. They were lizard-like creatures, and they had the skin of a human. They looked like a human. They talked like a human, but underneath the skin was a lizard creature. They ate rats and stuff behind the scene. Okay, that's how narcissists are. They have a facade. They have this image that they want everyone to see, but underneath is the monster. Do you remember the series The Incredible Hulk? Okay, Dr. David Banner. You wouldn't like me when I am angry, because he turned into the Incredible Hulk. So underneath, you have the Incredible Hulk, but everyone else sees Dr. David Banner. Number 2, you are walking on eggshells around this individual. You cannot be yourself. All right, you feel as if I can't be me. I can't let other people see the real me, because the narcissist is gonna have something to say, and so you're afraid that if you make a decision, well, I have to get approval from the narcissist. I can't do anything without their approval, or I can't make any moves without their approval, or because you're gonna make them angry, you're gonna trigger something, and then they're gonna go off. And the thing is, when you're dealing with these type of people, you never know what kind of bag they're gonna come out of on any given day. So it doesn't matter how good you are, or how well you treat them, or how much you love them. If you're having to walk on eggshells, it doesn't make a difference. You are still the target of their abuse. They want to keep you on eggshells. They get a kick out of keeping you on eggshells. They want to make you feel as if you need them. You can't survive without them. You can't do anything without them. Nobody will love you the way that they love you. Let me just say this. If anybody ever tell you no one will love you the way I love you, and you know they're abusing you and mistreating you, you don't want anyone else to love you like they do. Okay, that is not love. They don't know what love is. Okay, like I said, you could give it to them intravenously, an IV, and they still would not know what love is, because love is not abusive. Love does not hurt. And if you think that, oh, they love me, but they hurt me, well, those two don't go hand in hand. Sorry, honey. It don't go hand in hand. You can't love me at the same time you're hurting me. You know that you're hurting me. Now, I'm not talking about somebody who does something unintentionally, because when you do something unintentionally and you have the spirit of regret, okay, you say, I'm sorry, a genuine sorry. Well, I've used this before, the comparisons between King David and King Saul. King Saul, King David, both of them did wrong in the Bible. Both of them did wrong, all right? Both of them did things to displease God. But what was the difference? King Saul was prideful, so whenever he would say, "Oh, I'm sorry," or whatever to Saul, to the prophet Samuel, he didn't have a heart, a genuine heart. The Bible says, where God told Samuel that man looks at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. So God sees the real deal, all right? You can camouflage and think I got everybody else fooled, but God sees the real deal. So King Saul was not genuinely sorry about anything, and that's why the Holy Spirit left him. But King David had done wrong. We all know the story about Bathsheba, okay? And then David did something else wrong that the Lord didn't like when he counted his men, and God, he got punished for that. But the thing is that King David had a heart for God. He was genuinely sorry. And so when he wrote the psalm, "Create in me a clean heart, O Lord, and renew the right spirit within me," he was repenting for the things that he had done. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, are they truly sorry? Do they truly have a heart? Because when you are sorry for something that you do, you're not going to keep doing it to that person over and over again when you know it hurts them. And when you are a victim of narcissists, you sometimes will make excuses. You're walking on eggshells. Well, I don't want to do anything to displease them. I don't want to do anything to make them mad at me. If this person really loved you, you would not have to be walking on eggshells. Number 3, you feel vulnerable and alone. This is one of the characteristics of being in a relationship with a narcissist, because they manipulate you. They devalue you. They don't love you. And so you start feeling alone because you feel you actually begin to be isolated, because one of the things that they love to try to do is to isolate you from other people. And one thing about abusers is they do not want you to be around anyone who can see through their mask. See, this is why we as Christians, we have to have spiritual discernment. Okay, you want that. Remember Superman, and he was able to look through. He had that X-ray vision. All right, we want some spiritual discernment so we can have some X-ray vision to be able to look inside the person, to be able to see. Okay, something is not right. Your spirit ain't clicking. God is letting you know something is not right about this particular individual. When you are around someone that is being abused, and that person, the abuser, knows that you can see them for who they really are, they will try to isolate you away from that person, because they don't want that person to ever come to terms with who they really are. Come on now. So they want you to be alone. You will start feeling vulnerable. You will start feeling alone. They will, if you go around family and friends, they will talk about them. They will talk about your family. They'll talk about your friends. You might even be your family. They'll talk about your friends. They'll talk about your spouse, or whoever it is that they feel is a threat. They don't want you to be confident in who you are. They want to be controlling. They are very manipulative, and so therefore, when you start to isolate yourself because you think no one will believe you, this is what happens with victims too, is that when someone abuses you, you will isolate yourself from other people, because at the end of the day, the narcissist is trying to triangulate you to make you think that everyone is on their side and no one believes you and no one would believe you. Let me just say that that's what gives the narcissist power. That's what gives an abuser power, is when they feel that they can have so much control that you would never say anything, you would never open up your mouth to say anything about the things that they're doing, because they have put it in your head that no one would believe you. The best way to deal with the narcissist is to expose them for who they are. Okay, what's in the dark, God says, will come to the light. Expose them for their abuse. See, they like to operate in secret, and so as long as they can operate in secret, as long as no one's calling them out, as long as there's no accountability, then they're going to keep thriving in that abuse. And so you will find yourself getting lonelier and lonelier and lonelier. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
It was a plan.
That's Aretha Franklin. Ain't no way. All right, so we're still talking. We're still talking about being victimized by the narcissist and signs that you have experienced narcissistic abuse, or what we call narcissistic abuse syndrome, or narcissistic victim syndrome. All right, so what is it? What we're talking about? You feeling vulnerable and alone. That's where we left off at. Number 4, you experience physical symptoms, which can be mild to severe. Your body lets you know that something is not right. Have you been in a relationship and your body is letting you know that something is not right? Okay, you're dealing with anxiety. You might be dealing with some panic attacks, extreme fatigue. You might be having some appetite changes. You're not able to sleep. Your body will let you know too that something is not right. Sometimes we ignore the signs of our body. Your blood pressure is going up. If someone is constantly stressing you out and you're dealing with high blood pressure, see, you got to listen to your body, because your body reacts. And so those are the physical signs that you are dealing with abuse, and your body will let you know, hey, I need to change something. If you hear their voice, they pull up in the driveway. If when they're walking through the house and your body's reacting in a negative way, it's letting you know that something is wrong. Number 5, you're neglecting your needs. One thing that the narcissist will make you feel like that you have to put their needs above your own, and so in that sense, they're being selfish. Now, when you are on a plane and you take off, before you take off, you're gonna see the stewardess. They're gonna tell you, they're gonna do those signs and tell you to put your mask on first, and then you can help somebody else. Now, if you're neglecting yourself because you're so busy trying to take care of this narcissist, that's not healthy. You're only going to pull yourself down, which is often what happens when you're in these type of narcissistic relationships. You're living for your partner while your needs are being unmet, and they're not thinking about your needs. They could care less about your needs because it's all about them. They might throw you a bone here and there, but it's all about them. And when you're in a relationship with someone, it should be both people should be making deposits. But when you're in a relationship with a toxic individual, guess what? You're making the deposits, they're making the withdrawals, and therefore you find yourself in that relationship being in the deficit. You're always in the red. There's no Black Friday, okay? When Black Friday was created so that businesses could get out the red, whatever, for their yearly, for that quarterly or that yearly season. But the thing is, when you're in a relationship with a toxic individual, you stay in the red. They will give you the appearance of it being a Black Friday by doing their love bombing and love hoovering over you, but you are in the red. And they want to keep you feeling as in the red, as if you can never do enough. You can never do enough to please a narcissist. They will always make you feel like you're a deficit. You're not this. You're not that. You're not a good wife. You're not a good husband. You're not a good daughter. You're not a good son. Whatever the case may be, that you will never be able to appease the narcissist. Number 6, you will see that you're dealing with trust issues. Because you can't even trust yourself. You start questioning your own self because the narcissist has gaslit you so much that you start doubting even yourself. So you're not even able to trust yourself. So you begin to have trust issues. And then you doubt everything the narcissist say because they have shown you over time that they can't be trusted. And the thing is, when trust is missing out of a relationship, guess what? You have no relationship. When the trust is gone, then y'all just partners. You're not in an equal relationship. That in that partnership is not a fair partnership. When the trust is gone, that's the end of the relationship. Number 7, and let me just say this: in order to rebuild that trust, then both parties have to work at it. Number 7, you start having self-destructive behaviors. The narcissist may have made you feel so bad about yourself that you don't even put any energy into yourself anymore. And so therefore you may not fix your hair, you may not buy any clothes, you may just let yourself go because you are feeling bad about yourself. You're not into into even being happy anymore. You've given up on it. You start being self-destructive because you feel as if it doesn't matter. I can't do anything right anyway, so why even try? Number 8, boundaries for you are non-existent. Why? Because the narcissists make you feel like you can never say no to them. Narcissist feels that rules are for thee, but not for me. And so you fail to leave this relationship, feeling trapped in this relationship, feeling like there's nowhere to go. And the thing is, you can get help. You don't have to stay in an unhealthy relationship. Okay, if you're being abused, then it's time to get some help. Especially if it's physical. It's time to get some help. Go to counseling, talk to a therapist, talk to a support group. Most importantly, talk to God and ask Him how to navigate. You have to stand your ground when it comes to narcissists, because guess what? They will walk all over you because you're their walking mat. And so if you don't stand your ground, if you don't stand up for yourself, if you don't say enough is enough, I'm not going to take this anymore from you, then they will continue to do it, because we teach people how to treat us by what we allow them to do to us. And if you are allowing someone to abuse you, if you're allowing someone to misuse you, if you're allowing someone to take advantage of you, if you're allowing someone to manipulate you, then guess what? You're giving them the green light to say it's okay. Until you start setting boundaries, then you will be giving them the green light to continue to do what they're doing. They feel like they have a right to do it. They feel like they have a license to do it because you have let them get by with it. Number 9, you don't know yourself anymore. One of the things when you're dealing with narcissism, when you're dealing with a narcissistic partner and you become this entangled in this narcissistic victim syndrome, is you lose your sense of self. You like, who was I? Who am I anymore? I don't even know who I am, because I've taken on the mentality of what this narcissist wants to be. I've taken on what they think I should be, and then I've lost who I really am. And so you may have had a dream and a goal to do something, and then you got with the narcissist, and then you put it on the back burner, and then they make you feel guilty if you even try to pick it back up to rediscover who you are. It's a sense of control. You feel like, I gotta get their approval. I gotta make sure that they like and they want and they will approve of what I'm doing. But then you have lost who you are, because you will never have their approval unless they can benefit from it. And if they can't benefit from it, then you won't have their approval. Even if you get their approval, they're gonna yank it back from you, because that's part of their control. Wow. Many of you probably saying, wow, that's what I feel right now. Wow, that's the situation I'm in right now. Wow, I never looked at it like that. See, when you decide to stand up for yourself, when you decide to find out who you are, then the narcissist starts losing control. And that's the last thing that they want, is to lose control. When you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you're looking at yourself through the narcissist's eyes. You're not looking at yourself through your eyes, through God's eyes. You're looking at yourself through the narcissist's eyes. So the narcissist say, your hair too short, your hair too long, you're too fat, you're too thin, you're this, you're that. And you're saying, okay, yes, I agree with you. Yes, 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 yes. Over the years, yes, yes, yes. You're right, you're right, you're right. Now you're looking at yourself through the narcissist's eyes. And let me just say this. You don't know who you are anymore until you shatter the image that the narcissist has made you look through. Shatter the mirror that they want you to look through. Shatter that lens that they're looking through. Take off those narcissist glasses. Don't look through the lenses of narcissists. Look through the lenses of God. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Unforgettable, that's what you are.
Unforgettable, though near or far,
Like a song of love that clings to me. How the thought of you does things to me. Never before has someone been more
unforgettable in every way,
and forevermore.
and forevermore.
That's how you stay.
That's how you stay.
That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
Someone been more unforgettable in every way, and forevermore. That's how you stay.
That's how you stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too.
Unforgettable, and that is by the late Natalie Cole singing with her dad on his record, or I don't know how she did that, but it was nice, the duet she did from her late father at the time, Nat King Cole. All right, so another thing, and this is going to be the last sign, is you have signs of depression. When you are in a toxic, unhealthy relationship, those that have narcissistic victim syndrome, they can be prone to anxiety, they can be prone to depression, prone to constantly be in a state of worry, fear, anxiety, panic, and you're feeling isolated. You're feeling as if, all hope is gone. You've lost interest in the things that you used to do. Your goals, your dreams, your visions have all seem like they've disappeared, and it's taken a toll on you emotionally. But guess what? You can get it back. You can get it back. You don't have to allow someone to control you. You don't have to allow anyone to manipulate you, to devalue you, to not appreciate you. You don't have to allow someone to cause you pain. You can control that. I want to give you all the information to the National Domestic Abuse Hotline, the National Domestic Abuse Hotline information, and it's the hotline.org, the hotline.org. That's the National Domestic Abuse Hotline information, or their website, National Domestic Violence Hotline. And you can also call the number 1-800-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233, 1-800-799-SAFE. TTY callers, 1-800-787-3224. You can also text the word START to START. That's START to 88788. That's text the word START to 88788. All right, well, we're up out of here today. I pray that today's podcast has been a blessing to you, and that you will know that your feelings, they do matter. This is Dr. K.L. Rich with Narc Abuse No More. Until next time.